Hello and welcome to my channel where we may be days, but we are not confused. Today we're going to do a seed time and harvest reading for the sign of Capricorn. So the purpose of this reading is to take a look at something that you did in the past and take a look at what the possible effect of that would be in the near future or currently, okay? And this is just one of many seeds that you may have planted in the past, because we are constantly planting seeds. We are constantly having things that are growing in our lives, and we're also constantly having things that are being rooted up and taken down in order to create space for new things to come in, and that is just one of the cycles that we're in. All right, so this is just one of the seeds, and so it may not actually apply to you, because this is for a large collective. And so, as you're listening to this, I want you to also keep in mind that you also have the ability to change your future around or do something differently, or use this as a tool to help you kind of know yourself better and take an outside view or bird's eye view of perhaps a situation in your life as it's unfolding. All right, so Capricorn, in the past, what I have for you is that you made a decision to move forward into the future in a past situation, okay? And as a result of that, you have exercised good judgment. It's bringing you back to life. It was a good call to do that. I feel like you may have been inspired by a higher source, or maybe you felt like the Spirit of God was calling you to do this, and you answered it and you listened to it and you went forward and did this thing. And because you did that, I feel like it kind of renewed you and gave you a new sense of life. Maybe it made you feel as if you were going to actually move into your purpose and move into the direction that you needed to go into as a result of this. So under the deck here, and I'm using the Rider-Waite, I'm also going to use some other oracle decks. I pretty much, if you ever watch my channel, you know that I'm pretty much very much a free spirit, and I kind of do as I feel led to do. And so I'll just be mixing a bunch of different decks with this. But this is causing you to be able to move out of a place of resentment. I feel like maybe you had something that you may have lost something in the past. I'm feeling like it could be a relationship, because I've got the Six of Cups in reverse. And in your seed time. So I feel like you may have had to let something go that you were very attached to in the past, maybe in a relationship or family structure, or it's just something that you were very attached to from childhood. It had, or something that just had a very deep connection with what you associated with being attached to your inner child, for the positive or the negative. But I'm feeling like this is for the positive moving forward, because you let go, because it was like you were exercising good judgment, and there was resentment in the past about something that you lost, and now you're able to recognize that you're being given a new cup of emotional fulfillment to help you move forward into the future. And not only that, you are answering the call of your higher power to do so. Okay, so let's clarify these cards a bit. Okay, yeah, I feel like in the past you had to make a decision to pick a path that was going to be like the narrow pathway. So you might have had a lot of different options, or you might have looked at it and said, if I stay here, I would feel comfortable. This is what I'm familiar with. This is what I know. But I'm going to choose to take the road less traveled, the path that there aren't a lot of people on, and I'm going to be really clear about why it is that I'm moving in this direction, and I'm just going to go for it. Even though the path might look like it's perilous, it might look like it's dangerous, I'm going to move in this direction in order to get to where it is that I'm supposed to go. And as a result of that, you are expanding your horizons. So you might have even felt kind of trapped in a space where you felt like you didn't have a lot of options. This could be like if you lived in a small town, or you lived in a space where there weren't a lot of opportunities being afforded to you. So now you're able to, because you made this judgment to follow this path, you've opened up so many possibilities. I almost feel like there's like this jack-in-the-box energy also, where it's like, you're winding and you're going and you're doing, and you don't know when something can pop out, but it's like, instead of a scary shock and surprise that you might get as a child, connecting with our childhood or inner child. It's like a happy, joyous, positive thing. Like, oh, I'm winding and I'm winding and I'm winding. Oop, I just found a 2-bedroom apartment and this is fabulous. I'm winding and I'm winding and I'm winding. Oop, I just found the job that I've always wanted. Or winding and winding and winding, and I found this group that actually matches my vibe. Or I'm in a geographic location I want to be in. Or, I just got to try this new food. Or I just found out about this or that. Like, just things that are going to bring you happiness and joy and fulfillment, but keep things exciting for you. Like, it's not going to be stale. There's not going to be a sense of being boxed in. It's like you're stepping out of the box, but it's always a surprise about these new and exciting ways that you get to step out of the box. Okay. All right. So let's clarify with the mystical wisdom a bit more. And I feel like you had a dream. This might have been your dream to move forward. And to take this risk, and you were maybe afraid to do it because you knew that it would require you to let go of something. You have to take a path that not many other people had done. And by doing this, not only were you able to kind of follow your dream, it kind of pushed you to a place where you had to let go of memories that you had that were very deeply connected with you, and people that were just very attached to you. And I feel like this is kind of like a bittersweet thing, because it's like you have this dream to move forward, and I feel like you want to meet new people. You want to, maybe you even want to find a romantic partner or someone. You have this ideal, that this experience that you want to have. And, of course, there's no perfect person, but there's almost like this experience that you want to have, and this is allowing you to kind of open up the door for this to happen. But it required you to let go of people who did not want to take that path with you and could not go with you, and you have to kind of let go of that. And that, I feel, is the bittersweet part of it, because you really do care for those people. It could even be a past lover. I feel like it could be, family relationships. I don't feel as if they're gone forever, like you could never be around them, but the sense of maybe living really close to them, maybe down the street, or just, a few minutes away, or just always having that really close, tight-knit social group of having people around you that just really, really know you and that you felt comfortable with. That's what you're going to be missing, the memory of that, but they will still be there. But you're expanding your horizons, and you're going into a space where you can't get to them as easily or as readily. So it's almost as if you're mourning a loss of their presence in your life, because at some level you actually are, Let's clarify the Madam Fortunes. Yeah, you followed your intuition. You may have even gotten some advice from like some type of reader or psychic intuitive that was telling you that, this would be on your best path. Maybe you got some type of a reading through your sign or something. But I feel like mostly you were really trying to tune into yourself. This could be you. This could be you doing this. And when you were able to see that this really is the best path for you, you said, you know what, I'm going to be really mindful about how I live my life. I'm going to be very, very intentional about the words that I use to describe my life and the words that I use to create my life. And so with this Choose Your Words Carefully card, it's got a sphinx on it. To me, it's not just about like the words that you say. It's about the things that you do to create the life that you live. It's the creation of your life. Because, we understand the idea that the words create. And so this is literally saying that you're going out and you're making the kind of reality that you want to live in. And you're not going to just do based on what everyone's done around you, or what you think people expect of you, or what is the typical thing people do. You're doing it based upon this dream that you have to kind of experience life to the fullest, and really see what kind of experience you could have if you put yourself into the space of being able to have these types of interactions. Okay, so, all right. So I feel like you decided to do the work. All right. In the past, what you might have been doing, I feel like you might have been selling yourself short, because I've got the chop whip card here. And I feel like you said, I'm going to do the hard work to try to open up these opportunities for me. But I also feel like you may have been settling for just doing very mundane task just the same thing over and over again. So if you ever, have to do chores, you know that like when you're sweeping and mopping and doing that stuff, you have to do that like almost every day. And it's never really going to be a time that you're not doing it. And it's very easy to get caught up in the habit or the cycle of that. And before you know it, it's like it takes up a lot of your time doing these menial things. And time is just passing by. You don't always have a bunch of time to do other things. This is the energy I'm picking up. So in this past, the way that you were living before, in your comfortable space with, maybe close family, friends, just routines and surroundings that were very familiar to you, everybody was very content to just kind of go with the flow. Although there was something unsettling with these people, because there's like a face in the room and it just kind of looks like, I'm doing this is just what everybody has to do, but I'll do it. And I feel like that's what you're letting go of, is that you didn't want to be that way. So now you're moving from being in a space where you kind of have a predicted way of what you need to do in order to exist and just be, and like this expectation that this is just how it is, to now moving to a space where you're going to be flexible and you have to be able to move and bend with things, and you don't really know what's going to happen, and there's less of a pattern to follow. It's like you're breaking a pattern and you're moving into a space where now you have to rely upon your intuition and rely upon your instincts to guide you in what's best for your situation. Is this a time where I should be chopping wood and doing menial things, or is this a time to kind of create and do, and going back and forth to do that in order to create the type of life that you want for yourself? And I feel like your energy shifts from feeling kind of like ho-hum, here we go again, to being more almost at peace. And it's kind of counterintuitive, because you would think that having a very predicted path of what you're supposed to do would make you feel more peaceful, but it's actually, for you in this situation, being in a space where you get to rely on your instincts, you get to rely upon your intuition, you have to be flexible and, make judgments about your situations according to your higher source about what's best, is actually putting you more at peace, because you feel as if you are experiencing life. I feel like it's challenging you to use all of your faculties, and that's giving you a sense of peace. Okay. It's almost like when you have like children in a classroom and you have like the kid that's acting up, and it's because they're bored or this stuff's not hard enough for them, or, it's like that. And I feel like this discontentment that you might have had before would come from not feeling challenged in your life enough to be the best you that you could be. All right, yeah, so in the past also we have the Eagle card for you, and you made a decision to try to learn all aspects of your spiritual connection and reaching new heights. That's exactly what we said. You wanted to challenge yourself to try to see how far you can go. What are your upper limits? What would you do if you came across certain situations? What kind of life could you make for yourself? I really feel like you just really wanted to live. And so now you're recognizing that you have power within you, that no matter what situation that you come across, that you can meet that challenge and you can also heal that challenge. All right. I feel like maybe even some of this, I'm almost hearing like, what is this? I cannot remember what they call it, but it's like almost like a quest or a journey that you go on so that you can meet certain challenges that allow you to heal certain blockages or certain setbacks or hangups or things that you might have that you would never get the opportunity to come across if you never went on this journey. So I feel like what you are reaping in your life, because you made the decision to leave something behind and take a path that no one else had taken, is the ability to really stretch yourself and grow spiritually and really get to know who you are and heal things that you may have had that may have been holding you back, because you're able to overcome these different challenges. Okay, so we'll get one more card, which is from our abundance angels. All right. So yeah, so summing this up, what you did was you kind of decided to sow a seed of retreating and moving away quietly. I don't feel like you did a lot of fanfare or made a big deal about the fact that you were leaving. You just kind of slowly disconnected from things that you were very attached to in your past. These family situations, these environments, maybe a small town, or it could be a big city, but it's just the idea of the familiarity of the landscape and the environment that you were in that might have been kind of causing you to not be able to expand the way you would normally. You decided to kind of pull yourself away from that so you can have a clear message from yourself about who you are, and get a very clear vision about how you show up in the world, not how people expect you to, or how you show up to fit into a social group. And with that, I feel like you've realized that I'm giving my life or my journey or my situation to God to help me uplift, to help me heal, to be open to miracles surrounding my life, to be able to see miracles play out in my life, and to learn about the love and the resources and the answers that can come up from within myself as opposed to being given to me by others. All right. So this is the reading that I have for you, Capricorn, for your seed time and harvest. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be days, but we are not confused. And until the next reading, bye-bye.